all this right outside in my garden, just like you could. Hey, flower friends. Welcome to the live gardening show. It is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler. Friends, how about it? Look how beautiful this is. Do you grow this? Everybody should. I grew it out in my garden, and we'll talk more about this, but we've decided this would be such a beautiful bridal bouquet just by itself. Wow. All right, friends, today's show is slam-packed full of stuff. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas around here. Not only did we get snow overnight, and we are expecting a little bit more snow today, but this show is called These Are a Few of Our Favorite Things. Suzanne and I really love Julie Andrews, and that's just one of our favorite songs. The Sound of Music was like all about our childhood, right? And who doesn't love it? And brown paper packages tied up with the strings, you know? It's just pretty awesome.
And I was in the Sound of Music in high school.
Yeah, and Suzanne is the artist in our family. So you can make your own Christmas list. You can use the star button that's at the top corner of every product we go through and create your own wish list. And then you'll have your own little list to share. And friends, we have a new product to highlight and show today, and I'm super excited about that. We're going to have the Bouquet Studio. Susie Q is at it again. We're going to have our prize drawing for in-app viewers. And then at the end of the show, we'll do a little Q&A. They'll gather up some of the questions that you guys submit, and I'll try my best to answer those. And if you'd like to submit a question, if you're in the app, just put @Lisa in the comment and type your question. And then we'll gather those up and see if we can't actually answer some of those for you. Now, before we get started, I was looking for my phone. I thought, here it is. I wanted to show you guys where the share button is. We appreciate it so much when you share with your friends. Right down here at the bottom of the screen is the button that you can hit to invite your friends to come on over and join you at the live gardening show. And remember to double check when you're checking out your email address and your phone number for typos, y'all. We get them every week. So please double check those. Now, if you have just come upon us in social media, I'm so glad you found us. But what you need to know is that we have a phone app. This is what it looks like. It's totally free, and the experience is over the top compared to social media. First off, you can participate in the show by commenting with the other live viewers and carry on. You can submit questions for the Q&A, but most importantly, you can participate in the giveaway. So to get the app, it is totally free. Jump over to your phone's app store, search Gardener's Workshop, and you want to download, we have two. You want to download the Shop app, and that's where we are. And we will wait for you right here. It won't take you but like 60 seconds to go do that. So get that, and then you'll get to have a much heightened experience on the live gardening show. Now, frequently we sell out of stuff during the live shows, but I would recommend if you go to a product and it says out of stock to hit the notification, because that simply means that if we happen to have more stock on our big website and the team is in the process of bringing it over, you'll get a little ding on your phone so you'll know that it's back in stock. And so we'd love for you to be able to know that you can do that. Also, if you see people posting the sunflower emoji, which is part of our company logo, those are what we call the TGW family. Those are our online course students and members of my private flower farmer club. And they're just kind of sending us some love, and we appreciate that so very, very much. Is there a paper for the giveaway to show? So if you're in the app, you can actually sign up to be on that list that we pull from at the end of the show. And today's giveaway is a $25 store credit. And so if you hit that button now, it's going to say you're going on a wait list, but that's just the list we pull from. You do have to be present at the end to actually claim it, but one lucky in-app viewer is going to get a $25 store credit. Like dropped right into your cart, y'all. It's just So great. Now, I have something new to show you guys. And I'm going to move the camera a little bit because to get the full effect, you're going to have to see it on the countertop. But I use the Cut Flower Handbook is really a resource book. I mean, I know that I use it working, when I'm planning and working. And, books just don't come all the way open, right? They're just, the pages flip. They're kind of annoying. Well, friends, look at this. We now have the Cut Flower Handbook available spiral bound. And if you don't know what that means, just let me show you. That means that when you open it up to a page, it lays 100% flat. It is so easy to use, especially as you're planting your garden. It is, I just can't even tell you what a darn difference it made. I got mine about 4 months ago when we were testing it out, and it just changed everything. So this is one of the deals of the day. The book does cost more this way, y'all, because we have to have this done to them. The book is $44.95, but for the weekend, we're offering for just the book free shipping. So if you just want to buy the book, it is free shipping. And I had this just to remind you, but again, it's only on this one product, right? So the spiral bound book, I'm telling you, if you have ever experienced a spiral bound book, it changes everything. And so would love to sign one of these. And of course, this one also comes with the bonus of the 6 flowers that did not make the book. And would love to sign one and send it to you. And this is just a really special gift to yourself or to somebody that is starting their first cut flower garden.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on puppies.
So raindrops on roses. So we're going to look at some of our watering items. This is the espresso watering can, y'all. Look how pretty this is. It's stainless steel. It holds 2 cups of water. This is not only great for watering soil blocks, but Suzanne loves using it as a vase. I mean, it's just a pretty little stainless steel watering can, so you can use it on your house plants. You can leave it sitting amongst your house plants. Doesn't take up much room. And so that's the espresso watering can. It's $31.95, and it has just been a real favorite here. Now this is
we have a surprise visitor. Lisa just cut some stuff for me outside, and look what came in on the floor. A monarch. Is that a real monarch?
Yeah.
Been on the hairy balls.
He must. Well, no, we brought in holly. Is the only thing I can think of that he used on the holly. So it's a little too cold outside for you, fella.
So another one of our watering cans. This is the long spout. This is the one. This holds twice as much water. It is holds 4 cups. It is also stainless steel. This is amazingly easy to water soil blocks. Gentle pour, long reach, right? But we also love it for watering flower arrangements. You know, instead of taking all the flowers out, you can just kind of stick this up in the arrangement and pour. This is called the long spout watering can. It's $29.95. This makes a great gift, y'all. Anybody that has houseplants or is a seed starter would absolutely love the long spout waterer. Now, this is the perfect time for this. This is our wicked waterers. And this really works, y'all. We've sold these literally for probably 2 decades. This is a wicking system. You stick this in your house plant, and you stick this in a big bowl of water. So while you're away, your plants are watered, right? It really works. It comes with 4 of these in the package, and it'll last pretty much as long as your bowl of water holds out, right? So you just have to remember to have a big bowl of water. This is $15.95, and if you have anybody that has houseplants, and I won't say any names, but we know people that actually use these when they're not out of town. This is how their plants get watered all the time. So this is a great gift for anybody that has indoor plants, and it's $15.95.
Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens.
So this is our copper plant marker. And this is a package of 25, y'all. This is a great one. It's $21.95. This is a great one that you could break these into 5 packs and just tie a ribbon around them and put a pack of seeds with them or a pair of gloves. What an awesome gardener gift, hostess gift, and you actually write on them with a ballpoint pen and it etches the name in. These get better looking with age out in the garden. This is what you want to use for your herbs, your perennials, anything that's permanent out in the garden. These just look beautiful in your actual garden, and that is $21.95. Then we have our copper swing. Is that what they actually do? They call them the copper swing labels. So these are copper labels, and Suzanne is using them actually as kind of like identifiers. You know what I mean? It's like she's using that almost like a name tag season greeting. But these are, you do the very same thing as you do with the ones that stick in the ground. You can use a ballpoint pen to etch them. You know what these are great for? Identifying your shrubs and your trees when you plant them. I mean, it'll still be there 10 years from now and you'll be able to read it. So these are $10.95. You could really do some fun things with those, and there's 10 of them in here. So the copper hanging tags are a great way to mark your trees. You know, we actually just made good use out of it. We were wondering when I planted this oak tree that's out back. In fact, it had this still hanging on the bottom limb, and we knew what year I'd planted it. So that is really pretty awesome.
Warm woolen mittens.
So, y'all, she's been like this her whole life. This is our straw flower copper red. Look at that. You know, I had to look. Did you print this or did you find it?
I printed it.
So we couldn't find this card this morning, so I had to look through the whole box of cards, y'all. I miss my flowers so much already. I am so excited about spring and summer. But this is one of the straw flowers. What a great color. Straw flowers are a cool flower. We plant them in very early spring. In just 4 weeks, I'll be starting all my straw flower seeds. This had all the colors are here in the app. You'll absolutely love that one.
Warm woolen mittens.
So, of course, you know, we've worn these gloves for over 2 decades, right? And guess what? These are the deal of the day because these are undoubtedly one of the best Christmas gifts, hostess gifts that you can have. These are our Atlas lightweight gloves. They're 20% off for as long as they're in stock, or until we sell out, or till Sunday morning at 8 a.m. They're normally $8.95 a pair. They'll be 20% off, which means $7.16, y'all. These last over a season. And they come in small, extra small, medium, and large. And they come in assorted colors. And it's just a great girlfriend gift. I mean, put a pack of seeds with them and they are amazing. But guess what? We also have them in the black version. These are just a little bit more heavy duty. And we sell these to brick masons, mini maids, golfers wear them, quilters wear them. They follow the same, what do you call that, sister? Unisex?
Unisex sizing.
Unisex sizing. So this is a medium. I have a pretty big hand. And they absolutely love these. Men love them. My husband uses them to work on his bikes. And these are also 20% off. You can get 1 pair for $7.16, or they come in 4 packs. Both of them do, for $25.56, y'all. I mean, you cannot give a Christmas gift, a useful gift that they're going to love once they start using them. So those are the Atlas gloves deal of the day. Now, we also, this is the time of year that I really use the gauntlet gloves. These are man-made, so they're they're washable, because if you're doing poison ivy like we do here, you want to get the oils off of it. This is a medium. They come small, medium, large, and extra large. They're made to wrestle those beasts in the garden, brambles, all that kind of stuff out in the garden, prickly shrubs. Totally love these. They're $39.95, and if your arms are sensitive to rips and tears like my husband's are, it protects your arm up to your elbow from those things. So the gauntlet gloves are one of those things that they will absolutely love.
Brown paper packages.
All right, so let's look at some of our craft bouquet sleeves. So this is the 12-inch. This is the small size. And you can drop a bouquet of flowers in here, a small bouquet, or, you know, depending on what you're doing with them. We gift a lot of bouquets around here now. We love writing messages on here or having the kids write messages on here. The 12-inch is a 10-pack for $5.25 or a 50-pack for $21. Think of this as gift wrapping for the flowers from your garden, basically, right? But look at this. It also comes in a 20-inch. And this is what I would use. Let's just wrap up my kale here. I probably would cut, now if you find that the sleeve is too long for what you have, you don't cut the top, y'all. You don't cut the top. You just cut along the bottom. And I suspect that this bunch probably would benefit from that, but we're not going to do it. So you can just pull this in. You know, using sleeves really protects the flowers when they're in. It's pretty good. Look how beautiful that is. It just highlights it and protects it, right? So these are a 10-pack for $6.25 or a 50-pack for $25. And again, decorating them means so much to people when you're giving out gifts. All right, so next up, soil blocking mix. Y'all, 4 weeks, we're firing up the grow room again, so get your peas in a row. This is the blocking mix. This is a 6-quart bag, which will make approximately 500 to 600 of the small blocks or 30 of the 2-inch blocks. It's $15.95. Larger bags of this is available over on our website, but it's time to start gathering, because you know what happens? We are going to hit Christmas, and all of a sudden it's going to be January 2nd, and you're going to be like, yikes. You don't want to start your cool season hardy annuals late in January. So how do you store seeds to make them last longer? And that is what we use our desiccant packs for. These absorb any moisture like could come from condensation and humidity. Moisture and heat is what kills the vitality of seeds. You'll be surprised how long your seeds can be kept when you actually keep them cool and dry. A 2-pack is $2.95, or you can get a 10-pack for $11.80. And y'all, this is just one more like tool you need to have in your toolbox. When you need them, right? So those are the desiccant packs.
Tied up in string.
Y'all, this is my new favorite product. This is that flexi tie. We import this from England. It's a stretchy tie, but here's why I love it. Beyond the fact that it's stretchy, it holds a darn knot. That means I'm not a crafter, but I'm making all these wreaths right now. This makes it so much easier. It comes in this fishnet. You don't take it out of this, you just pull it. And it is, oh gosh, I think it's 200 feet, 66 yards or something. It is $23.95. Oh, here's a nice little information. Will not cut into or strangle plant stems. Expands as your plants grow. UV and frost resistant. Lasts longer than other methods. Holds a knot and is easy to tie and untie. Reusable. We love, Bobo and I are just loving this for making wreaths and stuff. And here's another thing that you can use out in the garden. This is foam with wire, bendable wire inside of it. And this is great, if you ask me, for tying up your tomatoes and stuff. You can just put it around there and twist tie it. It's all about what you have to go through to get it undone, right? As gardeners, we know that, right? That is when you're hot and tired and you just want it to come apart. This is your deal. The foam wire tie is $15.95, and this has got 32 feet in here. These are just great stocking stuffers, right? For anybody that loves to garden. You know, so much of this stuff, you don't find it out at the local garden center. So we love that.
And these are a few of my favorite things.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Remember, friends, if you want to be included on the list for the free giveaway of a $25 store credit, hit that button now, and that'll put you on a wait list. And that's just the list we use at the end of the show to pick one lucky winner to have a $25 store credit. All right, this is my favorite way to start seeds. And so let's see what we're doing here. So the soil block maker kit is, let's see, we'll just use this, I guess. All right, so we use trays that have no drainage holes and a flat bottom. You know what that does? That means that you can actually do it pretty much anywhere in your home. It's super easy. So I just make a little pile. The soil has already been moistened. This is the ready-made mix. This is the soil blocker. And this is the small blocker, which is what you see me use almost exclusively. I occasionally use the larger one when the seed is too big. I use a potato masher, y'all. It's the best tool for mixing the water and the soil together and striking off the bottom. It is this easy, y'all. You fill the tool, you lay it on the tray, you give it a squeeze, and just that quick, we just made 20 little containers that are going to grow amazing little transplants. All right, so we are going, are we sowing seeds? Okay.
Lettuce.
You can take that away. I'll use the little wooden.
Did you get a toothpick?
No, thank you. All right, y'all. I want to sow some lettuce. What I did you read on the seed packet? I think lettuce does or does not get covered. I don't remember. So this is our little seed pan. So y'all can actually see.
1/8 of an inch deep, lightly cover.
Okay, so our seed packets always tell you whether or not to cover the seed with soil, y'all, because that is essential. We use this little aluminum seed pan because it has no static electricity. And when you have no static electricity, did you see how fast that seed just hopped on my toothpick? And it says lightly cover. So what that means is I'm gonna push that seed a little bit down into the block. I'm not gonna leave it on the surface like we most often do. And a lot of times what that really amounts to is that seed needs a lot of moisture to help the embryo break out from the inside of the seed. And I am just placing it and pushing it down. There's no need to sprinkle anything on top of it or to do anything beyond what you're seeing me doing. This provides the lightly covering, which just means you're pushing it down into the block. Literally, it is that simple, right? So how can you get started doing this? And if you have a gardener in your life and they are doing any kind of seed starting, they will absolutely love this gift. So this is the Soil Block Maker Kit. This is the #1 product we have sold since we have started our business on the online course, our online store in 2005. And it is the Soil Block Maker Kit. It comes with a soil block, the 3/4 inch small, a lot cleaner looking than mine, isn't it? It also comes with a bag of the ready-made mix. This is a 6-quart bag that will make 500 to 600 of those little individual 3/4 inch blocks. It also includes your choice of either 3 packs of warm season seeds or 3 packs of cool season seeds. That's your choice, and you make that selection when you're checking out. It also includes my Seed Starting Made Easy online course. Y'all, you own this for life. You just access it through the internet. I teach you how to start them, grow them up, harden them off, and get them out into the garden, plus more. So that comes with the kit. The kit also includes 5 of these trays that actually hold 3 sets of 20. There's your aluminum seed pan you're gonna need, our little toothpick dispenser with toothpicks, and these little wooden plant IDs I actually kind of use for tools to mess around with my soil blocks. So you get all of this for $89.87. Oh, and the soil blocker. And it's just a great way to get started soil blocking, right? And it comes with all the instruction that anybody would need to actually do it. And so, friends, we recommend sifting all seed starting mix, whether you buy the ready-made mix or you're making your own at home and you're doing all the ingredients. And this is what we use to actually do it. This is our sifter that we absolutely love. It fits perfectly on a 5-gallon bucket, which makes this job a snap. And people are often surprised how many chunks are in soil, because what you don't understand is we don't use sterile soil here. Sterile soil usually has no chunks. organic-based soils does, because the chunks are what host all the biology, all the good stuff we want, but we don't want it in our seed starting mix, so we sift it out and then apply it to your containers or put it out in your garden. This is $24.95, and if you are sifting, you will absolutely love this thing. It's the greatest ever. All right, so here is the recipe that we actually, how you can make your own soil blocking mix at home. First off, we recommend sifting all the ingredients, and that is so am I doing this?
The nutrient is first in the recipe and then this.
Okay, so you want to put it on the nutrient, Kelly? So to make your own at home, one of the ingredients that we've always used has become very difficult to find. So we started creating it several years ago, and that is the DIY nutrient, and it's powder. That's the problem. And so it needs to be powder for seed starting mix. It is simply 50% green sand and 50% rock phosphate powder. And it has the recipe right on the front. And this will make 12 recipes, and a recipe is about the equivalent of one of those bags of soil when you add your compost and either peat moss or cocoa fiber, and then this nutrient, and that's all you need, and you add water to it, and that is your blocking mix. So this is a 3-pound bag. It's $19.95, and this will help you to set up if you want to make your own at home. And again, sift all of those ingredients, peat moss, compost, cocoa fiber, all of it, but put those chunks you get out in your garden or in your containers, okay? All right, so this is a little bit more stuff, kind of all put together. It's called the soil set, and it includes all these things that you see here. It includes the bag of that nutrient we just talked about, right? It also includes the fungus gnat fighting kit, and that includes the little the bits that I put in my watering can every Wednesday to water with, and that eliminates any developing larvae that are in the soil that are laid by the adult fungus gnats that are flying around. These are the yellow sticky traps. So both of these are included. You can also buy all this stuff separately. So this set also includes the aluminum seed pan. And y'all, it includes our 25-year, this was from a couple years ago, our 25-year celebration toothpick dispenser with our favorite toothpicks in it, as well as our sifter. It's all in there. The entire bundle is about 5% savings. It's $69.11. So if you can buy all this stuff separately, as I mentioned, but you can get them all together, and you receive about a 5% discount. And again, this just makes making your own blocking mix at home a lot easier, right? So that is, and you know, back when I started soil blocking, 30 years ago, there was no ready-made mix. I actually was mixing my own. Get this, y'all, I didn't have this building or anything. I did it in a wheelbarrow. It was a backbreaker, I will tell you. I had to sift my stuff, and I was using Steve's grandpa's old, he has something that would lay across a wheelbarrow. It was not easy to use, y'all. I had to sift everything, and then I had to make containers to put them in, because I didn't have building, y'all. I didn't have a place to go. It was a very difficult process. But I learned to actually make a lot of it at once. And you want to know what I use to mix mass quantities of making my own blocking mix at home? A baby pool. You know what I'm talking about? Those blue plastic pools that are about this tall. And I mean, you can get them 3 feet, 4 feet, and 5 feet wide. If you need to make a lot of DIY at one time, you want to get it all done at one time, that's a great way to do it. And then you just store it like in a galvanized trash can. And here in my building is we have 3 trash cans over there. 2 of them have cover crop. And the third one was where we used to store our mixed DIY blocking mix until we discovered ready-made mix. And my life changed, y'all. It was kind of like finding out about being able to buy sliced bread and not have to bake your own at home, right? So we are working on a little tech thing over there, I think.
Can't change the product.
Okay, so they're having a little tech thing going on over there. So, you know, I bet I made my own blocking mix. I'm just thinking when we finally discovered blocking mix, I bet it was 10, 12 years ago that we actually started getting it. And it changed my life. I was able, so think about all this other stuff you have to do. I would have to like make blocking mix first. We're doing it?
All right, we're back.
Okay. So I'm done with soil. Well, the soil set, was that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
The soil set was never up, so I'll bring that up in just a minute.
Okay.
Everyone's added to their cart.
Okay, so Kelly's bringing up the soil set bundle in case you want to add that to your cart. That I just showed. That's all the stuff you need. You just add your compost and peat moss or cocoa fiber to this nutrient, and you're ready to roll. All right.
All right. So now it's set. Yeah.
So can you roll me so I can see what's coming? Y'all, we're having to like regroup here just a little bit.
Sorry, there we go.
Okay.
Hold on, cut our handle in the
Yeah, it still hasn't moved up here.
What do you mean?
The document doesn't show.
No,
Okay, so which is it? The Cut Flower Handbook and the Seed Collection. All right. So we have so many different ways for you to help learn how to grow a cut flower garden or to share that. So we have, this is the regular cut flower garden book, not the spiral bound. And we have paired it with our most popular seed collection. And you get both of these for $54.10. And I sign them. The book comes wrapped beautifully for you to share. You can actually write your message right on the brown craft paper we wrap it in. That is $54.10, and it comes with the bonus. And then we also have, the book that started it all, y'all, Cool Flowers, which is all about how to grow cool season hardy annuals and apply it to your garden. So this is the Cool Flower book, and we have paired that with the Cool Season Hardy Annual Seed Collection. This, just like the last one, includes 6 individual packs of seeds. They include a diagram. I mean, they really make it easy it's a 3 by 10 foot garden, y'all. Like anybody could do that, right? Makes it easy for somebody to take the plunge. So this set is $47.41. And this book also comes with the bonus, a video book study, and would love to sign one. This is $47.41. And then if this is especially the book that if you have a vegetable grower, gardener in your home, and they're just not quite sure why they need to give up a few square feet for a cutting garden in the middle of it, this is the book that explains why vegetables love being in the presence of flowers, y'all. This is not a book about growing vegetables. It's about why dropping a little cutting garden in the midst of your veggies invites in all the great customers and predators and all those people that you just want to come into your vegetable patch. And this really tells how I garden, my gardening philosophy. And this has been paired with the Cut Flower Seed Collection. This is just a great way to get somebody started. This is $50.26. And this book also comes with a video book study. Would love to sign one for you. And then they have also, look at this, y'all, put all 3 of my books together. And again, this is the regular bound Cut Flower Handbook, the Vegetable of Flowers, and Cool Flowers. All 3 of them come with their own individual bonus. You get all 3 for $78.95. And this is just a great way to jumpstart somebody for gardening, right? So this is the book trio for $78.95. Sister, you want to jump on those?
These are a few of my sister's favorite things. Okay. And kudos to Susie who thought of this whole little thing.
Yes, Susie's our show producer.
Made me sing. Okay, so any complaints can be sent to Susie directly. All right, these are our Japanese hand hoes, and if you've watched us before, you know this is our go-to tool in the garden. We carry them around like they're a purse. And these are the best tools for anyone that has a yard or a garden. And it is a very sharp blade. And you lay it flat in the soil, and then you pull it through the top inch and a half of soil and knock out all of those weeds. And you don't disturb a lot of soil, because every time you disturb soil, more weed seeds come to the surface, and guess what? Next week you have weeds growing. So this, you just do the top inch of soil, and after you do this a few times, all of those seeds have germinated. You've taken them all out. Voila, no more seeds. So it is just a perfect gift. You don't use it like this. This piles up soil full of seeds, so you're planting more weed seeds. You cut through. You use it to take big weeds out like this. And you can also draw a trough to plant seeds in. It's just so versatile, and we love it. This is the right hand, and this is the left hand. Our niece Kelly, who's doing our show today, is left-handed, so we got them to make these for us so she could have one. And if you're really talented, you can have one in each hand. But these are $36.95.
It's the set.
Oh, it's the
side knife.
set.
It's the side knife.
Oh, okay. I didn't even get the side knife. I missed that. So you choose either left or right. And today
Two of our favorites
we're
together.
pairing it with the large side knife. The side knife is so incredible. I use this to cut through bags of compost and mulch. It just rips right through there. You can separate roots on your perennials and things. Lisa uses it for the twine on the tractor or on the tiller when it gets all caught up in there. It's great for brambles. You can harvest lettuce. And today it's paired with the hand hoe. Perfect gift, $36.95. Tell me where you can get such a value. These are forever tools. They're going to remember you whenever they're using them. So please choose a left or right-handed.
Get them for yourself.
Yes, perfect. You can make two gifts out of it, but choose left or right. And if you know someone who's left-handed, they will so appreciate this, because there's so few tools that they have specially made for them. But it's $36.95. That is just such a deal. I can't barely believe it. Next, we have our shearing pouch. Now, shearing pouch, I have mine on my hip right here, and we just love these. The shear is a bonsai shear. It has this spring. These are Lisa's. You can tell they've been quite used. There's a spring that makes it for easy use. It's not hard on your hands. This is what it looks like new. We will send you a new one. We will be taking bids on Lisa's used ones later, maybe. But this is just perfect in your hand. It's a bonsai shear. It's easy to use. We can cut small woodies, cut big sunflowers with this. It's just perfect for
Hydrangeas
pruning
and
around in the
everything.
garden, yes, or certainly flower harvesting. And this is our pouch. This pouch has a clip on it, so you don't have to wear a belt. It's just clipped on my pocket, and it is so much cooler in the summer. I've seen a lot of them out there that you have to wear a belt, or they come with a belt, and it's just so hot in the summer. This is just much easier, puts it in a better position to be able to grab it. Lisa and I quick draw like we're gonna have a shootout. And you don't ever lose your shears. So the shear and pouch kit is $57.86. They're also sold separately in the app, but it's just a perfect gift, and anyone you give it to, you're gonna love. And this is what the pouch looks like brand new. Sorry, this one has been loved and worn for many years, but this is the new one. Next, we have our Joyce Chin scissors. And if you've heard me before, you know I love these scissors. I covet these scissors. I hide these in a drawer and don't allow anyone in the house to use them. These are perfect for flower arranging. You can cut a chicken with it. It is so sharp. I use it to cut ribbon in my house. I trim my dog's feet with this because it's so sharp. And it is just
Kitchen scissors.
Kitchen scissors. They're just so wonderful and sharp. You just love them, and they stay sharp forever. $35.95 for Joyce Chins. I gave a pair to my daughter, and she just, Joyce Chins. I mean, she could tell that she loved them as much as I did, and we hear that from ladies all the time. A lot of them get them for all their daughters and daughter-in-laws because everybody needs to have one, but hide them from your children and your husband. So the Joyce Chins are $35.95, and it's a great investment. Again, this is something you're going to keep around forever. This is my go-to tool I grab when I'm working in my yard at home. This is our trach, and it has this great little fork on this one end, but I love it because you can extend your arm reach. I pull back all the mulch, and then I dig my little hole and mix up my compost and fertilizer, and then plant my plant. It's just super nice and lightweight. It's aluminum with this great grip. And the trach is $34.95. Again, a forever tool that whoever you give it to is going to love. And I use mine all the time. Okay, we have one of our favorite things. This is our bloom saver. We often call it the harvester. And this is great to take to the garden to harvest your flowers if you have a small cutting garden, but it's also perfect to take with you in your car. It will not tip over. I don't know the science behind it, but it just doesn't tip over. Put water in all three sides so it's evenly balanced, and you can use it to go to farmers markets or to pick up retail flowers from wherever you get them from. And it's just super simple. Our garden club ladies all have them, so they take puffy paints and put their name on them. You can decorate them and make them pretty. But it's just, again, something you're going to keep forever and love and use regularly if you love flowers. $61.95. They're made in the USA. They're made in North Carolina now, so we just love that. They're closer. They used to be in California. But get one for your special flower lover.
And so I use this I never thought that we would use this as much as we do on my flower farm. You know, we've sold this for 20 years. Sweet peas, Iceland poppies, all those things that are kind of delicate or maybe you don't have a ton of them, it so works out. There is nothing better than having something you don't have to bend over to pick up, y'all. It is just so very, very great. We love this guy.
And now we have a few of my sister's favorite things.
All right, did y'all see the video of me scooping up hellebore babies with this soil scoop, they call it? This is got serrated edges. It is really, I mean, you can scoop up transplants. You can use it for container gardening. There are so many different uses for this. And this is another one of those things as a gardener, and see how it's kind of, you know, it's got that little pointy tip which makes digging. You can literally stick this in the middle of a hosta, push it down, and scoop out the center if you want a new start to start somewhere else. Really love the serrated wooden handle. It's $42.95, and we absolutely love this thing. All right, and this is another one. I mean, these literally are my favorite things, y'all. This little pruning saw, this is not mine. Mine is the one I've had for almost 30 years. And it's really unique in that it cuts on the push and the pull. I can cut down a 6-inch tree with this, y'all. Effortlessly. Love it. It's $49.95. We don't have very many of them left, but this is just, you're so surprised at yourself of what you can do with this. So we love the Felco pruning saw. It's really a lot of, it makes you able to cut stuff that maybe you had to wait till somebody else got home to fire up the chainsaw, right?
And again, it's a lifetime tool.
It is a lifetime tool for sure. Now, this is, and I'm literally getting ready to do this. You know, I filled all my pots with cool flowers, and they've been under insect netting just to keep the squirrels out flat. I'm getting ready to do this, install our protection kit, which is a grow through. These are the legs. You just take the legs off and put them around the circle, and you push it onto your container. And this literally is suspended, you know, like 10 inches above your planting. And then the insect netting, it comes with a 6x6 piece. Or you could use row cover this time of the year when it's cold outside. You wouldn't want to use insect netting is what we use when it's warm to hot outside. You cover it with this, and then we actually include a piece of that flexi tie to use like a belt to put it around your container, and that's what creates this. And I'm telling y'all, it keeps all the varmints out of there. But mine is keeping the varmints out currently, but they're growing, so I have to give them some more height. So the container kit includes an 8-foot piece of the flexi tie, a 6-foot square piece of insect netting, and the grow through for $21.95. And you can buy all this stuff separately in different quantities. So totally love that. And friends, the time is drawing near. This is our big calendar journal. Now, if you've already pre-ordered, you know that you would have already gotten an email that lets you know that the printer has pushed back the date. We aren't getting them until the week of Christmas, and we anticipate that you're going to be receiving them the first week in January. And do not despair, y'all. We're not going to have the workshop until mid-January, and all that information will be coming out to those folks that have pre-ordered. But if you don't know about the big calendar, this is a hard copy proof from the printer. It is spiral bound. It does not come to you with gem clips on it, y'all. And this is the cover that just kind of highlights what's inside. Each month is as big as this. It's 20 by 30. That's what makes it so unique to actually make it useful. Then there's actually a page of all of my instructions. I always have to try to turn that page. This page right here is what's going to change your world. This is my 9 planting windows and how you apply your frost dates and your lowest temperature, and how you would apply these if they apply to where you are, as well as you planning your seed starting list. This is $39.95 plus shipping, and these will be, we anticipate shipping out in early January, and all pre-orders will be getting an invitation to a live workshop of me walking you through those 9 planting windows. Because when you know when you're supposed to plant, then you can count back and figure out your seed starting schedule. Y'all, this is what made me a 3-season stellar outdoor gardener and flower farmer. And so I've been using a big calendar for 15 years, and I have just brought together all the things that I do. So $39.95, and you will not be sorry. And there's a QR code on that calendar that'll give you my seed starting worksheet. So once you have your planting dates that we'll do together at the workshop, you'll sit down with this 6-page worksheet, I think, that has all of the dates of all of my favorite cut flowers to grow, with how to count back and make your seed starting schedule. So you get really everything that you need.
Favorite things for people that aren't into flower gardening?
Well, my goodness, we have to get them into it first, but we have lots of fun stuff that you don't have to be a gardener, right? And this is one of my sister's favorite things. This is our weather stick. These are made in Maine out of balsam wood, the same place where you get the water vine divining rods from. And so you attach this out. If my hand's a post, you install, it's got a little hole, a little nail, so that you view it from inside your home from the side. When rain is coming or here, this sucker bends down. When it's great weather outside, it bends all the way up, and you just can't believe it actually does it, but it does, y'all. We've sold this for 2 decades too. It comes in this great package with lots of testimonials on the back, and people don't think it works. Then once they get it and it works, they can't shut up about it. So this is the best gift you can give for $10.95 for seniors, for kids. It's just really a lot of fun, especially for the person that has everything. Another great stocking stuffer, which you might not think so, but we do here. We live in the South, so we live in Tick City. This is a tick key. It's called a key because it has a hole in it, and it's made to go on your key ring, so you always have access to it. It's a little metal remover, and it shows you right on the back how quick and easy it is to slide it over a tick and just pull it out gently, head and all. Nurses, doctor's office, school nurses, all use this. We love them. We've used them for years, and they are $10.95. You know, Boy Scout leaders, when you're hiking, when you're camping, everybody should have these. And so that is the tick key. So sister, this is one of your favorite little things, isn't it? The little handy little scoop.
Yeah, this is great for anyone that has those little bird feeders, the little thistle feeder. You know, you always have a hard time
Benches.
getting it in there. And this holds a cup, doesn't it?
Yes.
A cup, but you can pour it in very easily. And it's got a little hole here where you can add a string if you want to attach it to your bucket of seed, so that you don't lose it because it's so small.
Yeah.
Also would work to feed a little dog or
Even
anything.
container gardening, yeah. So this is super cute. This is another one of our items that's made in England. We love it. It is $7.95. It's just another thing. If you've got a bird feeder person in your family, here you go. That's the gift for them. And y'all, look at this. We have sold this too, actually, for years. So does it tell you on the bottom here? It doesn't say how big it is. This is another made in England product. We have sold this for so many years. It's a compost bucket, y'all. And there's no need for a filter, which I know we see a lot of those, and it's not really necessary because you're not really putting stinky stuff in here. You're just chopping up your leftover vegetables, maybe your eggshells, and putting it in.
After they're washed.
After, once you've prepared them and it's the leftovers. The top fits really tightly. We dump it once to twice a week into our compost bin, and it's just a great little size bucket. And I mean, I know that some people keep their bird seed in here or their dog food in here. It's useful for a lot of stuff, and it's $15.95, and we love this bucket.
Perfect companion to your little scoop.
Yeah, and you'll notice that we don't have it in the show today. Our Slug X, which also comes from England, they're all the same color. So that is the compost heap. And now the last thing I want to show you, if you have anybody that is starting out vegetable gardening or even bin vegetable gardening, this little garden planner can change everything. See that red line? You move it, the dates are across the top. You move that line to your first frost date, and it tells you when to start your seeds, when you should plant out, but more importantly, it tells you the last time you can plant out. The other side is for fall, for cool season stuff. This is and this is like $6.95, y'all. This is how I learned that my last planting of tomatoes is July 15th, based on my frost date. And this little booger is what taught me that. So $6.95, it's just a great little tool, and it's really, really useful. And now it's time for Susie Q and
the Bouquet Studio. All right, guys.
She has been like this since birth.
Yeah, and you love it. Okay, so today we're going to work with some stuff that Lisa harvested out of just the landscape earlier. We have our wonderful holly that everybody loves. I just love the big, gigantic red berries on there. But I want to show you how I'm going to strip off some of these leaves and stems that I don't need. This is our stem stripper. It looks like this when it comes. It's wrapped up nice. And the stem stripper, you see it's got a little hole in the center, and you just simply place that over your stem, and you just pull down, and they're gone. So this will really save you if you have a lot of things to strip. Sister, can you come bring me my stems that I'm working with over there?
Yeah.
All right. So today we are going to do something I saw online. I've never done this before, so bear with me.
What am I doing?
I just need those things moved down there. I need those moved up. So I have two vases, 2 cylinder vases. One is short, one is a little bit taller and bigger. And we're gonna use cranberries to put between the 2 layers, and then we're just gonna use some holly on top. May not be the best thing. I'm looking at the reds now thinking, but this is what we have, so this is what we're gonna do. You can use lots of different things. And what I'm gonna do with my smaller vase is, take my gloves off, I'm gonna use some of our clear tape to put over the top to make a little grid, just to make it easier so that the stuff stands up. And I'm gonna cut it with my joist chins. Here we go. So you just take the clear tape and you just make a grid. You do wanna take some down the side and rub it good so that it has a surface to stick on. And because my stems are kind of big, I'm gonna make my grid kind of big. If you have smaller stems, you wanna make your grid a little tighter so that there's not as much room for your stems to move around. And then I'm gonna also do something we see the florists do, and that is they take the tape and they go around the top, and that just ensures that your tape is gonna stick good to your glass, around the outside edge, so that you're going over top of the tape that you just put on there to make sure that it sticks. All right. You would put water in this. I forgot to put water in it.
You want me to get some?
What I really want is, I think it might work better if we put something over this to keep the berries from falling in there.
Use a little scoop.
No, we could, but I just want I have a piece of paper. So I'm just making a piece of paper about the size of the top to cover it so that my berries don't fall down in there. And I'm just gonna put a hole in the bag and dump them. We'll see how this goes. And these cranberries, I don't know how long they will last in this arrangement, so I would say if you want it long term, you need to experiment with that, and I would just do it right before an event to make sure that it's nice and fresh. Now let's move the camera back down so you can see what I'm doing. It's as low as my camera goes, guys. So I'm just haphazardly. There may be cranberries all over the floor at the end of this, but we're trying. Okay. So that's working pretty good. So I'm just dumping them out of the bag, and they're filling in. We may have to shake
They're
it. There
so
it goes,
pretty.
some. Tucker will be having a cranberry feast when he comes out here. And my vase is not completely flat, so I'm going to now jiggle that around. Jiggle it around a little bit so you can make it sit a little bit neater. So, see, it looks so pretty. So let me fill up the rest of this side at least, and then we'll put some holly in there. And we may also steal some of Lisa's
She's cranberry in the world.
I'm
here.
cranberry in the world.
You
yep.
want what? The kale?
Some of your kale maybe too would be very beautiful. Let me put my gloves back on because you know that this holly is prickly.
Yeah, I had to
And
go
you
out.
could also, I had thought about putting moss around the top of this too to kind of hide your mechanics. And this is really big, and I could probably, I forgot to do my other cross, I forgot to cross my tape here. Yeah, I forgot to put the cross pieces on there. So we're gonna do that.
I agree that Suzanne's hair looks super cute today.
Oh, thank you. I got it cut and it didn't look good curly when I first got it cut, so I've been blow drying it straight, and then yesterday I thought I'm just doing it curly and it looked better than the first time.
Our brother has like Goldilocks curls. I have the straightest hair ever made. Yeah.
Shirley Temple hair.
Yeah, he was a hottie when he was a teenager with those long locks, I can remember.
He used to iron his hair and use fabric softener to try to straighten it. It was pretty funny. He was quite entertaining when we were kids.
Now
Okay.
his grandson's growing it out.
Yep, his grandsons have it now. So I'm going to try to move this back a little bit so y'all can see. So we can get this pretty tall, I think, but I'm going to try to cut this with
I don't
my
think
joist
so. I
shins.
barely was able to get it. Oh.
It worked. So you can put your, a little bit shorter. I'm going to use my clippers. And you're just going to put your holly around or whatever you get out of your garden.
I mean, myrtle, any evergreen.
Yeah, any evergreen. Myrtle would be, wax myrtle would be beautiful.
And I did see a great tip the other day about hosing off with a kind of a blast of water when you're bringing stuff in, because you can bring in insects if that's something that concerns you. We, of course, like our spider lovers, so we don't mind, but not everybody does.
So you can fit quite a bit in there, but just see how pretty that would be sitting somewhere with the berries.
I think
And-
moss would be pretty.
And the moss around the top would be beautiful as well. But there's just a lot of stuff in your yard that you can use. If you don't think it's going to last long, then just do it right before your event.
Did you already use this?
Yep, I did. Just do it right before your event, and you know it's going to last a few hours, right? But experiment and take advantage of what's in your garden.
All right, y'all. So we're back to this kale, and I have a new attachment. What do y'all think of my hair? I'm not happy with my hair today, so I was quick to put a hat on. All right, y'all, how about this? This is the most gorgeous kale ever. We've never had so much, well, it's because we don't sell now. We've never had white available after Thanksgiving. And I am telling you, when Bobo, who is a big flower arranger, y'all, said this is like the perfect winter flower. I mean, you could grow these outdoors in the garden until you dropped really low in the 20s. And this is just, look how beautiful those blooms are. And I've cut them down because I have this in a vase, but these were this tall. They're super beautiful. So the note is this, that the white is very useful even after Thanksgiving. We grow cut flower kale to have had to sell it during the month of November. That was our target. but this would be available to grow and sell all December. I'm telling you, it is beautiful. And then here are the other colors. So this is the rose. Trying to get them out of the buckets. And you can see that, this is kind of, it's not that these aren't Christmas colors. It's just that this is like fall. And so once Thanksgiving passes, nobody wants to talk about this anymore. So I'm just saying that the white would be my top billing for space. Really love it. And these are kind of tall. These are like the leftovers. I ravaged the bed last week. And then there's the red, which is just a little bit deeper color. The foliage is actually darker. And they're pretty too, but again, the white just has a wider window of opportunity. And that's what makes me consider a flower really useful, is the widest window of opportunity to sell it and to harvest it. And that's really great. And then look at this, y'all. Our rooster peppers. This is the time of the year where they really shine. So these are chili peppers, but they were selected because all their fruit is on the top of the stems. And it makes it for super quick stripping, which means that translates to profitable for flower farmers. So all summer, we pinch them. We get multiple long stems. We use them green in bouquets. And then as fall, they start to color up. We use them fresh in bouquets. Supermarket sales, florist sales, and then as the season's coming to an end, we start making these little bundles and put together these wreaths that are just so in demand, whether you're going to markets or festivals or whatever you're going to. So that is the rooster pepper, and we had that seed grown for us. So that means that it's just, when it's gone, it's gone. And so you don't want to miss out on that. And I've grown it for about 15 years now. And it is just so much fun. And I can't stand this so far away. All right. Now it's time to wrap up, y'all. But remember to stick around to the very end for the live Q&A if you submitted a question. And I just want to remind everybody that the special shipping rates, did we even do that?
Yeah.
Did we? It seems so long ago.
For the book being free?
Yeah, but we didn't go over seed shipping and all that stuff, I don't think. So here in the app, and this is only available, it's part of the specials of the app, is we offer special shipping rates here inside the app. And that is seed packet only orders, ship for free. That's only for seed packets, and it's only here in the app. And then there's a cap on products for $11.95. And we do ship to all 50 of the United States. And these are specials inside the app only. These are not available over on our website. So just want to remind everybody of that. And so that's really a lot of fun that you can buy seeds as often as you want to, right? And I just want to remind everybody also that over on our big website, thegardenersworkshop.com, we have so many resources for y'all. We have videos, blogs, our podcast. There's two. There's Field and Garden that I host, as well as Seed Talk with Lisa and Lane. And this Wednesday, remember that every Wednesday, the Gardener's Workshop hosts Ask a Flower Farmer over on Instagram. And that happens at 3 p.m., about 30 minutes of a flower farmer answering as many questions as possible.
I think it's Ellen coming up on the 10th.
I was thinking that too. That's
Ellen
why.
Frost.
So this Wednesday, we have a special host, Ellen Frost of Local Color Flowers. Ellen is a superstar in the flower farmer world because she owns a design studio in Baltimore, and she only uses locally grown flowers. And that makes her very unique and very special. So bring your questions for her.
So it'll be Ask a Florist.
So it's Ask a Florist, right? It's not Ask a Flower Farmer. That's a good point. So I hope you've enjoyed our favorite things. And we just feel like I just love getting gifts that are useful and that solve a problem for me, and we feel like we do a lot of that. And of course, you can also make your wish list and give that to somebody, right? And remember to meet us back here next Friday for the live gardening show, same place, same time. And remember, I do Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock as well. And I do pop-up shops when things come up that I want to share with you guys. So be sure to check that out. And we do have a winner of our $25 gift store credit. And that is Teresa, and I know I'm going to kill your last name, Teresa. Katusak. Katusak. Teresa K. You have won the $25 I can't dance in store credit.
Glad you're not trying to chew gum.
Oh, so you've won. So give us a shout out in the comments, and as soon as we see that you're here, the girls will drop a $25 credit right into your cart, and that is just so much fun, right? All right, my friends, if you're heading out, thank you for joining us, or stick around for the Q&A because it starts now. All right. Where do you get your shears sharpened? I have never really gotten our shears sharpened. There used to be a guy at the farmer's market that would set up there, and he would sharpen, people's knives and scissors, and I've had mine sharpened there a couple of times through the years, but we just don't find that necessary. I mean, I haven't, and I tell you, that's the difference in the quality of tools too, is how long they hold a good edge, and that's true on hoes as well.
She's here.
Oh, she's here. Congratulations, Teresa. So the girls are dropping 25 big ones right into your cart. Merry Christmas. And what's
So
the
she's
best?
a student too. Lots of sunflowers.
Oh,
She's a student.
oh, great. Also, what's the best way to sharpen the hand hoe? I'm not a blade sharpener, but I know that there are plenty of how-to videos out there. But you may find that there's somebody in your town, somebody that sharpens scissors and knives is the same person that could do that for you if you aren't able to do that. All right, is the ornamental kale what you seeded 5 per 2-inch blocker? Yes, actually it was 6 seeds per 2-inch block. And I'm telling you, I'll never do it any other way now. 6 seeds to a 2-inch block. I just spread them out around the block. And then I plant each block with those 6 shoots every 6 inches. So I plant one 2-inch block and this 6-inch block, because we use the flower support netting as a planting guide, and those are 6-inch squares. I put 1 2-inch block in each one, and it did beautifully. I mean, especially if you're not selling to florists where you want maybe bigger heads, they were perfect. They were like from this size down, and that's exactly what we're looking for. How long does the kale last after being cut in the fall? Well, I will tell you that we have had some. I threw some away. Sister, today's Friday? Wednesday, we dumped some buckets here, and I bet it was 2 to 3 weeks old. So here's the thing. Kale is a brassicas, meaning it's like cauliflower and broccoli. It can get stinky when it starts to age. However, if you want to, keep it in an arrangement or something, if you keep flower food in there, which has a biocide in it, and trim the ends of the stems, which is what really starts to stink, 2 or 3 weeks at least, right? Is there a supplier or vendor who will sell Lysianthus plugs to serious home gardeners, or do you need to have a business ID number? No. FarmerBaileyPlugs.com has what he calls Garden Club and a series, and that is small portions of plants for people, exactly what you're talking about, Lysianthus and all kind. I mean, it's not limited to just Lysianthus. So yeah, go to FarmerBaileyPlugs.com, and I think when you land on his homepage, I think if you scroll, it's down here at the bottom, but it's the Garden Club program is what you are looking for. Which seeds are you starting in January? What a great question. And I am going to be doing a show about that in the next 2 weeks. All the cool flowers that are transplanted that I start for very early spring. And for me, that is tons of stock, straw flowers, only Sweet William, Amazon, not the other varieties, just the Amazon. And then you can start snaps and buplurum. There's so many different, any cool flower that can be transplanted is a candidate. And that's what I'll be starting in January, as well as I start my eucalyptus then. And so be sure that here in the app that you have your notifications turned on, because when I do pop-up shops, meaning Lisa gets a wild hair and I have a little while and I say I'm gonna go do a pop-up about very early spring planting, the only way you'll know is if you get a ding on your phone, and so you have to have your notifications on. Do you keep your irrigation tape down over the winter in your beds or pull it up and hand water? So we do not, we put it down when we make our beds. When we make our fall beds, the irrigation T-tape is in there, but we don't use that tape in the fall or during winter, meaning we don't run water through it. So it is safe to leave it down during winter because there's no water in it. Not only is it predisposed to freezing if you did that, if all your fittings would be compromised if you have freezing weather, but also varmints sense that water and they're thirsty, right, during the winter, and they'll chew it all up. So yes, we leave it down, but it's not had water put in it yet. That doesn't happen until, you know, the last frost is passed in, you know, very early spring or beyond. And we hand water when we plant during the fall. Did I dream that you were going to start offering dahlias? So we have been working with a vendor to offer dahlia cutting plants, and that is still kind of it. We're still trying to work out the details of that, and we will keep you posted on that. But it won't be dahlia tubers. It was going to be cuttings, and so we will keep you abreast as that actually develops. Any suggestions on how to protect my fall planted flowers from excessive rain? We're expecting 6 inches or more here in Washington in the next week. Soil is saturated. There's really, I mean, not really. You know, we always really emphasize that planting in very raised beds, I mean, is high. I mean, normally we do 4 to 6 inch beds tall, taller. In a situation where you are out in Washington, I would say even taller if you could wrangle it so stuff drains. And so when you do get gully washers, the majority of the plant is above the water level, hopefully. But even if you put up hoops and put plastic over it, that does not keep the water from coming in the sides. So the deal is just to make it so the water can get away from your beds. And that means I love nothing more than having flooded pathways and going out with a shovel in the rain, in a raincoat, and cutting trenches so that the water can just flow away as fast as it's coming down. I mean, it looks like I've been a mole all over my yard sometimes when we come out of winter for that very reason that you're talking about. So you need to set your garden up so you have raised beds and that water moves away. And that's why, I mean, that's one of the things I tell my students in flower farming school. When it is blowing rain out there, you need to put on your galoshes and your raincoat and go out there and see how the water's moving. So you need to act, I'm married to a plumber, can you tell? You need to make it so water can move away as fast as possible in that situation. So I wish you the best of luck. So my friends, hope to see you. Let's see, today is Friday. I might or might not see you over the weekend for a pop-up, but I will see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then again on Friday. And friends, until we